Yo, welcome back, fam. It is Wednesday. It's hump day, my dudes, or it's Wednesday, my dudes. I don't know. Let's smash the like button. Let's share. Let's subscribe. Let's engage with the stream. Let's get a little hype rolling. Today started out with a bang. Professor Beans alerted me to a very spicy Bitcoin move at about 6 a.m. today. Turns out that spicy move was actually what she needed to do outside. So I've been up for a long time. I got to watch Bitcoin make its thing. And I had a little concern. So this is a bit of a little lesson here. So I had a concern, and I said this in the Discord. If you're not in there, join the Discord. Links in this chat, in the video description below, along with our sponsors, Fairdesk, Femex, Marketcipher, of course, the events I'm attending in May, NFT Talon. In Estonia, I don't know how to say that. I keep saying it with like an Italian accent, like Estonia, but I know that's not right. Hopefully that's not racist. Hopefully, I don't know. I'll be in Miami for Bitcoin 23. I hope you guys join me. All the links down there. Don't even sweat it. Check them out. Sign up. Help support the stream. So let's get into some stuff. Crowd Analysis, bunch of new articles out. Check them out. You know what to do. Good to have everybody here on Wednesday. Got a lot of articles. Shout out to Dave, Digital Dave, posting like a madman. Perhaps at the speed only a robot could do. That's probably, honestly, that's why I look a little rugged, or a little rugged today. I've been up a long time. So the thing on everyone's mind, not that one. The thing on everyone's mind, can't give away the spice too early. Obviously, First Republic Bank, we have seen their stock absolutely crumbled today. The seemingly next in the line of bank collapses, with Chirpow coming up in just a few days here, May 3rd. Mark your calendars. We're likely to see another 25 BPS point increase, which will knowingly lead to more bank collapses. Now, I have heard from some very intelligent people that they wouldn't expect this to see a real cascading until potentially Q3 or September. They may be correct. However, increasing interest rates at the rate that was unexpected by banks is what led us into this scenario, and is what has led banks to be so very crippled. We're exactly 1 week and 26 minutes away. That's pretty hype. Our Fed rate tool predictor, actually a little bit of fluctuation there, a little bit of volatility. It seems that the 25 BPS points starting to come down. This was, I think, as high as 90% confidence in 25 BPS. Of course, we have been calling for no interest rate hike in May, but I've been wrong a lot. I've been wrong. Calling against the Fed, I've been wrong a lot. Each time I think they're going to be rational and move rationally, they stick to their plans. So maybe that's good. Maybe that's like better for markets, or maybe they should consider not raising rates. I don't know. I'm sticking with, I don't think we see an interest rate hike. However, the probability is still lying at 25%, and that's going to make for some very, very spicy weather for May. They say sell in May and walk away. I'm interested. We'll put up a poll then. What do you guys think? Do you think that that's accurate? Do you think that it can continue to be accurate despite so many people of that opinion? I don't know. I'm contrarian when it comes to a lot of these things. And I think the more people who are on board with sell in May and walk away, the less likely it is to play out. We're going to get to First Republic Bank. We're going to take a look at crypto, but we've got some things to do. There's some spice that maybe you haven't heard of. And this is not First Republic Bank. This article is from today at 4:20 a.m. 4:26. Blaze it. Hit that like button. Put some 419s in chat. The U.S. 5-year credit default swaps hit a new high. This is a really weird article title. I don't know why they titled it this way. Probably ChatGPT wrote it for them. At this point, I assume ChatGPT is writing everything across the internet, and we're really just reading a bunch of gibberish. But at least it's entertaining. So, essentially, the cost of insuring exposure to United States sovereign debt rose to its highest on Wednesday. That is today. Weird that they wrote this on Wednesday, published it at 4 a.m. and are referring to Wednesday. Driven up by the unease that government could hit its debt ceiling sooner than expected. We talked about this on the last stream, and I ranted for a long time. I'm not going to do quite the same ranting that I did. You can always go back and watch that last stream. It was good. That was a good rant. But basically, I said that this is a big song and dance, really just a show. We looked at a chart, and the chart showed that every single time the U.S. inevitably hits the debt ceiling, they raise it. Every single time we get close, the party in power, or I'll say the minority party, points the finger at the majority party and says, this is your fault. But we saw that it happens under both left and right. On this channel, you guys are welcome to have your opinion when it comes to partisan politics. Mine is I vote orange. I think the left and the right are just the left and right hands of the same puppet master. And really, they're just yelling about like 5 different points. I think they're the exact same people. Sorry if that offends you. I don't really care. I'm on team crypto. I'll support anyone. I'll vote for anyone who is pro crypto, and I will not vote. I mean, given if one's anti-crypto and one's neutral, I'll probably vote neutral. I don't know. But I'm voting for crypto regardless. You guys are welcome to your own opinions. Interesting. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen on Tuesday warned that a failure by Congress to raise the debt ceiling, resulting in a default, would trigger an economic catastrophe that would send interest rates higher for years to come. Janet Yellen's maybe not our favorite person, but I think she is correct there. However, the odds of this happening, what do you guys think? I think it's roughly, it's non-zero. I love saying non-zero because everything is non-zero. Nothing is 0%. The odds of this stream, I don't know, becoming reality and dancing around your room is non-zero. What's up, Mustafa? You're ready, my brother. You need to learn more. Good to see you, my friend. I have a feeling you're that guy from Twitter. We're gonna get into Twitter in just a second here. I feel like there's something weird with the stream. My stream senses are tingling. Looks like our bit rate's fine. Camera hasn't frozen yet. All right, we're good. We're gonna keep going. Basically non-zero. This has happened over and over and over again, and constantly we have the bickering, the finger pointing. This is what I don't like about politics, and this is what I love about Bitcoin. Bitcoin minds Bitcoin's business. It doesn't care about what other people are doing. And I try on this channel to exude that same vibe, that same energy. I don't care what other people are doing. If you want to be, if you identify as the number 4, well, number 4 it is. Like, I don't care. Bitcoin doesn't care. I'm getting off track here. I'm getting real derailed. But there's a lot going on, and it does seem as if a crunch is coming. I will say this. I had been making the claim that we would see Bitcoin at 48K before May. I said that back in January when that looked very improbable. I will say we didn't get to 48K yet. We still have a few days left, but that is looking less and less likely as time draws near. However, I won't be the most wrong person in the room, as Balajus' $1 million Bitcoin bet, I believe, has about, 40 days left in it? So I can take comfort in being only the second most wrong, and I take much comfort in that. So Republic Bank, we are going to look at their ticker here. We're going to pull that chart up, and you will probably have some flashbacks to previous things you've invested in crypto, as the chart looks very similar. And then we're going to get to our live interactive tweet. Hopefully you guys like this. My tired brain was like, this will be funny. Hopefully it is. Essentially, we're seeing a brutal sell-off after the government has tried to save this bank over and over and over again. I, in the Discord, joked about it being their Litecoin. Ha 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 ha, joke's on me. That they keep trying to save it, and it just keeps not really performing. I believe in Litecoin way more than I believe in First Republic Bank. I'll take Litecoin actually over any bank any day. Interesting that the pumps in January happened right in the timing of banking collapses, and now today, on the day after we declared our Fractal dead, we have news of a bank collapse, and we have Bitcoin in the green. Do I want banks to collapse? Absolutely not. Will I take the green with the dumps of the banks? Yes, I will happily take the greens. So, take the greens. Put the 420 in there, man. My phone just fell out of my pocket, but you couldn't hear it. It scared me. Follow me on Twitter. We're going to do a live tweet here in just a second. I think I actually saved it as a draft. So this Tired Tom didn't really think this through. I saved it on draft on my phone, and you can't publish drafts that are on your phone on your PC. So let me see how this works. Let me just tweet this from my phone. Send now. And then hopefully we'll give it a minute. We'll come back to it. But I'm going to ask you guys a favor once that tweet goes through. So in the meantime, make sure you follow me. Let's take a look at some crypto stuff. We're going to take a look at banks, charts. You guys name it. We got it. Just keep engaging with the live stream, liking, sharing, subscribing. If you got that little reaction button in the bottom right, if you're on mobile, throw some hearts. I don't know. I don't think they do anything, but I mean, it'll give you something to do while I go through the boring stuff. Looking at funding rates, we talked about this last stream. They weren't really where we wanted them. We did predict that I didn't expect much volatility in the market and that the low was pretty much in for the day. That reflectively is true for Bitcoin. It traded virtually sideways since then until rallying. So here is where my eye is. I told you guys, pay attention to funding. Funding is not a guaranteed moneymaker. It's not a free win machine. But what it is a really good indicator of what other traders are doing. And by looking at funding, you can say, hey, lots of traders are doing this. The majority of people are wrong. And so maybe we counter trade it. Looking at funding, it is where I want it to be. It obviously could be better. We've seen deeper negative funding here. Up here, this is Bitcoin. We see Binance, unfortunately, at neutral. This was slightly negative today. OKX, slightly under neutral. DYDX, negative. Gate, negative. CoinX, the cracks. I didn't mean to say it. I don't want to say that on YouTube. I don't know how they feel about it. The non-green smoking exchange, their rates are always all over the place. Very deep in the negative funding. And what this shows us is outside of BitGet on USD and OKX on coin margin contracts, traders are looking short, which is interesting off of this pump as shorts have been squeezed. We saw many shorts close, likely part of the rally, in fact. But what we want to see is we want to continue to see this go negative. The more negative this goes, the more shorting that happens, the greater the squeeze potential. So this will be very bullish if we see this continue to go down. It's remained about around here, but it's better than it was last stream. I think the tweet went through, so we're going to do this. I don't know. If you guys hate it, we'll never do it again. So I am absolutely, this is the next chart, by the way, absolutely enamored by the chart of the First Republic Bank. It is just so crypto. It's like, this is the future of Pepe coin or whatever, like Squid. We know this chart pattern. I threw this back to something hopefully you guys remember from childhood, or maybe I'm just dating myself, but this is the dump that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends. Some people started dumping it, not knowing what it was, but they continued dumping it forever just because it is the dump that never ends. So in addition to this tweet, I have placed this image. What I want you guys to do is to just copy this image and then reply with this image. And we are going to make this the dump that never ends. The goal is to see how long on Twitter we can make this red candle go down. Now, this is absolutely a joke, guys. This is not financial advice. It's just fun. I'm putting the link in the chat. I challenge you guys. I did have like a tweet or two that we already had this going on organically. And then I was like, what if we did this live? I wonder how long we can get the chain. I wonder if we can like break Twitter. I wonder if there's like a maximum amount. Go after it. You know what to do. We should definitely clip me singing that into a short and post it because that's embarrassing. So I do want to update you guys quickly here on, while we're working on that, I'll reply, I'll get in there too. Do want to update you quickly on my trades and where I'm at the moment. So the long position I had open, that was a little sketchy. Remember, this was live. We caught the, we were trying to catch the knife up here at low 28s, and we luckily got a limit order filled at 27.2 to defend the fractal. However, we did declare the fractal broken as it went lower, but it is looking more and more like a fake out. We said it's likely we'll see the lows hit, we'll see stops run, etc. But I didn't expect this quite yet. So we opened that long, we kept it open. I will tell you, this did get closed. I did take some profit. I wish that this exchange actually like showed you that. I guess you can kind of see it down here. If you looked at the last stream, this account was suffering. It started March at 1,000. We got it up to 1,400 in early April. It was up to 2,000, so we had doubled it. And then I pretty much revenge traded myself back down to $800. You can see total equity here, 1,500. So since last stream, this trade plus the profit I took has put us roughly back to where we were. This is a great lesson for trading. Not necessarily that you should do revenge trading, you shouldn't. But that trading is very up and down at times, and the goal really is to reduce that volatility and to stay in the game, to be able to continue trading. You can see I'm right back to where I was, and guess what? I'm probably going to get wrecked again. But you'll have to tune in next time because it doesn't really look like Bitcoin's moving at the moment. I am still long. It is 0.2 BTC, so that's about 6 grand. The entry, pretty nice here at 27.4, up 136%. Still $500 in unrealized profit. I think I realized 358. I think that's how I can kind of say, I think that's, yeah, it doesn't say it, so I can't like, I don't know. The available margin, because this was all of the available margin in the account, so there we go. $358 realized, 469 nice unrealized. Let's keep going because I got a few more trades open and I don't want this to go forever. Wait. Let's see. All right, I did open, this was like FOMO. I put this into the Discord earlier on Fairdesk. I did open way too big. This was a good lesson. I don't know what I was doing. I was tired this morning. Don't trade when you're tired. There's my lesson for the day. I opened way too big on Fairdesk short, and I said in the Discord, guys, I'm very uncomfortable. This is probably going to go badly. So I closed it for like a $50 gain or something like that. Reopened it much smaller, 1 BTC, and now it's down 12 bucks. I have my stop all the way up here at 30.5, and I'll probably move that down, and then I'll probably regret that as well. I don't really know. I don't really know why I opened this. It was really based on this is a pre-market pump. I don't even think I got to that point. There's too much going on in my head today. I had the lesson. I have observed over the years that when Bitcoin rallies pre-US market, so this is absolutely not 100%, but I'd say about 80% of the time when you see what we saw today, and if you go in the Discord, you'll see the timestamps, you'll see that all of this was in the real time. I said, I hate that this is a pre-market pump for one reason, because I've seen this happen over and over and over again. And what happens is this: price runs up right into like 9:30 a.m., which is East when the markets open in the US. And then it literally stops or then retraces, I would say 80% of the time. Luckily, we're seeing kind of sideways trading versus it just retracing quickly. Which has saved this, well, actually it hasn't saved this position, but saved my portfolio. But that is why I opened this, essentially because I said, F this, it's pre-market. I have a feeling it's going to either trade sideways or dump into the day. I will say there is that remaining 20% of the time. And when we get that 20%, so say pre-market pump, 80% of the time it just goes sideways or back down, in my opinion or my observation. The 20% though, maybe it's even less. Maybe it's even less. Maybe it's like 10%. Whatever. The remaining percent is when we do tend to see crazy moves. I don't think, at least what I've seen so far, we're going to get more to the charts, that's what we're at. But some of the biggest pumps have been formed this way. That's really, maybe I'm just trying to explain this short to myself. I don't even know. I just went ham. I still have this little position open as well. We did realize, see, I asked on Twitter, I said, guys, which one should I close, my short or my long? Almost everyone said close your long. We had already realized 600 in profit on this one. Maybe I should have closed the whole thing. It's still up 100. The entry's at 30,100. I think I have the stop at 30,100. It opened at 30,250, 30.3, whatever. This one's still sitting pretty, and even if it gets stopped out, we're sitting in some juicy profits. And so I really like my position in trades right now. I have a short from above, a long from below, so we're schlonging it. Man, I'm already off. I'm already off, like, not script. I never have a script. Off topic. Hopefully you guys are still tweeting this. Let's see. Who is the MVP? You know who the MVP is? Their name is, wow, I don't know how to pronounce that. Blizk? I don't know. You're the MVP because you're the first one to subscribe today. Shout out to you, my friend. Anyone else out there who hasn't subscribed, What are you waiting for? We're racing Bitcoin to 100K and we're going to beat it with your help. So smash that button, enable notifications, and all that other crap the YouTubers say. So this is the dump that never ends. If you want to hear me sing it, there we go, Maggie girl. Our girl Maggie. Continuing it. I think we might have to reply to each other. I want it to be one long line. Damn. Either way, I'll like everyone. I'll like all of your posts that post it. Just keep doing it. Reply to each other. I don't know. I don't know how to use Twitter. I want it to be like one. I want someone to like pull it up or it come up on their feed and it just be one red long line. That's why I'm wearing red today. That's the theme. So let's actually get into charts. How about that? Or I could just ramble on all day. You guys know I can talk. What's up, Craigton C? Triangles, my friend. We do have a poll going. Let's go. Will essentially First Republic Bank collapsing pump crypto? 64% of us are saying yes. I mean, that makes sense. We're seeing a green day. Logically, we're in that direction. 19% saying no, and 17% saying triangle. I think I'm going to side with the triangles here today. The reason, because triangle. That's all the explanation you get. I really apologize if this is your first time tuning in. You're going to be confused. But that's okay. Because honestly, even if I wasn't just being ridiculous today, you'd probably still be confused. We got some hard to understand content, not gonna lie. So let's look at First Republic Bank. What time frame can I put it on to make it look the worst? There we go, the yearly. That doesn't even do it justice. There's almost no time frame we can put this on and have this be just one candle. Poop. Last year, First Republic Bank closed down. So this is last year, 2022. Closed down 40.98%. This year, after that 48%, maybe this is a great lesson on shitcoinery. We'll get into that then. After that 40% down, this year is now down 50. I fail at numbers. I give up. 95%, let's say, down. After dropping basically in half, now down 95% more. This is, in fact, the dump that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends. Man, I wish I would have explained that better because I really want that effect. I just don't know how to get it. So how do we make this look really bad? It doesn't take much effort, to be honest. But this thing has absolutely crapped the bed. Let's see. In January, it hit a high of $147, and it looks like today has traded down all the way to about $472. This is insane. I remember when I first started crypto and people would tell me, no one will ever use crypto, it's too volatile. I also remember when I started in crypto, people saying crypto or Bitcoin's so volatile. Over time, though, it will slowly become more like the stock market. It's interesting because it's actually the other way around. It seems that the stock market is becoming more like crypto. We're winning. We're winning slowly but surely. I don't really have any TA to do on this. Like, what are we really going to do? Jim Cramer did say something like negative about it yesterday. So maybe it's time to long. No, I'm not touching this thing. I wouldn't go short or long on this. This is a death chart. It's just so reminiscent of like rug pulls in crypto. I don't want to do TA on it. I just wanted to show how ridiculous it was. The people that are criticizing crypto are the same people that are backing this. These are the people fighting crypto. Down 95% this year, saying crypto's too volatile. It's just a clown world now. It's a straight up clown world. I'll save and close. So let's jump into Bitcoin. Rest in peace, First Republic Bank. May you be the last, but I know you won't be. So we have the monthly chart pulled up here. We do have a higher high in April, still a green bodied candle. Not a lot going on. April has not had that much volatility, up about 4% from where it started at 28,475. Zooming on in. I highly recommend you zooming on in. Start zoomed out, then zoom in when you're doing TA. I do this every single day. I highly recommend you do the same. Helps you orient your compass. You will see me using Marketcipher B down here. This is my favorite oscillator. They do sponsor us. But this is my favorite oscillator to use, really, because it combines all the oscillators that I like into one kind of clean format. We were looking for money flow to roll into green, and we did get it, and that was right when we got our big red candle. However, this week does seem to be retracing some of those losses. With our new weekly resistance or local resistance at 30.3, right around where my short is, I should probably move that stop up. I should probably take like a little L on that short, the one that's open from 30.25, and make it just like 30.4 or something. It would be very normal, very, I wouldn't say expected, nothing's expected, but it would be very normal to see Bitcoin retest this weekly high, 30.3. That's not a lot because that's really not a large price move up. $600 at this point is 2%, but I would almost bet on, I guess I am betting on it with my long, to see 30.3 at some point this week. We have 4 hours to go, or 4 days, 7 hours to go, and that's looking very likely. The 200 weekly moving average is still all the way down here. All the way down here, untested. People sidelined, waiting for it to happen. And that has creeped its way up, it seems. It's creeped its way on up to 25,943. The 200 weekly moving average may soon be over $26,000. I have something funny. Hide all? No, dang. Okay. Really quick. I also have LuxAlgo pulled up here. I want to use that more in this stream. But something I remember a long time ago, someone saying something about, oh, I can't like tell my wife how my portfolio is or something like that. And I remember saying, dude, here's what you do. From day one, and this is fine. This is relationship financial advice. This isn't financial advice, relationship financial advice. From day one, instead of telling them the price of Bitcoin, follow me here, tell them the price of the 200 weekly moving average. That's right. So like, let's say you bought, I don't know, even if you bought December when it was below, you just say it was at 24.1. The trick being is that the 200 weekly moving average has never trended down in Bitcoin's history. It is unlikely that it will, I don't want to say ever, knock on wood, non-zero chance, but very unlikely that it will ever really trend down over a 4-year period. You have to see like a very, very, very long bear market, something we've never seen before. But it's always setting new all-time highs. It's probably too late for most of you, but if you lucked out and haven't told your wife what price you bought at, just refer to the 200. And then every time she checks in, you're just up slightly. Week over week, you're just up slightly. That's my little pro relationship advice for you. Lots of sidelined money waiting to get back in at the 200. No test has come yet, but will the test come? Let's look at our chart. Let's take a peek. To get rid of that. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So I've seen CryptoFace. Shout out to CryptoFace. By the way, guys, actually, I totally forgot this. Marketcipher. So if you've seen me use this over the years, over the streams, it is my favorite tool, even before they sponsored us. If you've looked at it and maybe thought, I don't have the money or whatever, I know money's tight right now, but there is at this moment right now, if you use my link or any link, it is 30% off until the end of the month. That is much more of a discount than it usually is. So if there was ever a time that you were considering buying it, I would recommend you just take advantage of that. I don't really care if you use my link. It doesn't matter. I mean, I make a commission versus whoever else's link if you do, but really this is just looking out for you guys. If you ever want to get it, now is the time. I think it's like now until the end of April. There we go. There's your little extra shill there, my friend CryptoFace. Let's see. Our weekly support down here, 27.6, we'll call it. Our monthly open right here at 28.4. And in the Discord, I remember placing this too, saying, what was it? Test of 28.9 was likely this week. This was back here yesterday when it wasn't looking so likely. We have moved past not only the 618 retracement, but also our local daily resistance. So I'm going to mark this on our chart as well. That's 29.499. I do want to keep this red only because we haven't closed above it, so it is still technically resistance in my mind. In 6 hours, a close above 29.449, let's just call it 29.5, is going to be a pretty solid close. That's going to be a previous support broken, tested, and hopefully reclaimed. A close below 29.5, 29.4 is not the end of the world. You're going to be looking then for a higher low, hopefully something catches on the way down. But a close above 29.5 is going to be pretty damn strong. I've seen, I've seen other people like CryptoFace earlier, and even Miss Teen Crypto, wherever she's at, shout out to little mama, pointing this out on the daily. Money flow, we got our gumdrop. We got a little gumdrop here. We talked about it last stream. We said this looks ugly. I remember on last stream, I was like, everything looks ugly, nothing looks bullish. I said, except for the daily VWAP is moving towards the zero line. I think this was back here. It is moving towards the zero line, and we have not broken our lows on money flow. That wasn't a promise that price would go up, but it was something to look out for, and that did happen. Money flow now rolling over to positive, VWAP in the positive zone, and momentum rejecting from that bearishness. I like it. The daily is in a much better position. However, I want to say price is also up, so it's not really surprising that the chart looks a little better, right? Take that with a grain of salt. We're going to zoom on down. So if the 12-hour looks good, I'm going to get pretty hyped. It looks okay. It looks okay. It has rolled over. VWAP is still up. It's maybe losing a little momentum. This is how I'm reading this. If the 12-hour closes below 29.4, it's really backing up what we were saying earlier, that it isn't going to have quite the same strength. We want to see 29.5 or 29.4 closed above. The 12-hour agrees here. And honestly, it wants to see higher. It wants to see higher. I would say 30.3. Like we said, likely going to be tested this week, but a higher move is going to make this VWAP continue to like exaggerate out, continue to trend up. If it closes here or below, the 12-hour likely will be giving us a not so strong signal as well. There's not much else to read into that. Not so much. Make sure you're engaging with the stream. We've only had one subscriber. In the last few, I'll share with you guys, in the last few live streams, though the numbers have been good and I love everyone here, I don't care. You know, there's time for growth and there's time for chilling. But in the last like 3 live streams, even the ones that were hours long, I think we've gotten like 20 subscribers, which is, I don't know if you think that's a lot or a little, but we averaged over 100 virtually every stream for the last 2 years. That's a sign that people are not paying attention. It does make sense. The weather's nicer. Bitcoin hasn't done anything super spicy lately. And so people are tuned out, but this is the time. This is when people are tuned out. Opportunity does tend to appear. But yeah, so subscribe. So let's get those numbers up. I don't know. I've been up for like, I don't even know how many hours now, like 10 something hours. I don't get up early. I'm not a morning person, so I'm hurting. Looking at this, we're going to have to pull the fractal up. The fractal we pronounced dead, but I don't know if it's dead. 12 hours. So the 12 hours is not too bad, but a push down into close today, going to reject that. 6 hour not looking super hot either. There is a lot pending on this close today. Actually, the more I look at it, the less I can look away. What's up, BK? There we go. Welcome, BK. 6 hour. Definitely showing some weakness. A 4 hour, oddly, actually not too terrible. We have broken our low here. So the 4 hour is giving us a rollover signal. However, that doesn't mean it has to do this. It could hit a lower high and roll over, but it is warning us or giving us some kind of indication that we're going to start looking for this time frame to roll over. VWAP is coming down. Momentum's fine up here, but VWAP is coming down, so it is likely we see some kind of selling or some kind of retracement here. That's kind of how I view this. Maybe even looks like an inverse head and shoulders on negative money flow here, but an inverse head and shoulders that eventually looks to resolve up. Let's use our Fibonacci tool, just assuming the high is in, at least for right now or today. We don't see a lot lining up here. The monthly open is right in between our 0.5 and 618, our most common retracement levels. And so maybe if you missed the boat down here, which I don't blame you, this was an awfully boring, awfully ugly structure. That was a flat bottom triangle, and those typically do break down. We got a fake out, but if you missed the entry here, going long right now I think is absolutely nuts. Even Tired Tom said, I'm going short. But if you missed the long down in the 27.2 area, this might be where a trader could look. Something that bothers me as well is look at how inefficient this price action is. It's virtually just straight up. Right here, there's a little bit of efficiency, and it's at a very convenient spot, the monthly open, right in between the 0.5 and 618. So there's a lot of convergence or confluence here on this level, marking that it is likely important. Likely important. Is it really that inefficient? Yeah, it really is. That's wild. Just up. Tiny consolidation, just up. So down to the hour. We do see some liquidity up here. LuxAlgo providing us with live order block data on our chart. That's what these little like 4.92K, 15.28K, showing us the live orders in real time. LuxAlgo makes some pretty badass stuff. I think the normal person would call this a flag. I think like kind of retail would call this a flag. I do not love this. As you guys know, I do not believe in bull flags or in bear flags. It's a gibberish statement. You don't need to believe in them. But I don't believe in them in crypto, as I just never see them play out. They just never seem to play out, at least the way that you would expect them to. Got some good news, though. The hourly actually does look strong. So maybe I trust this one a little bit more. We did see a pullback from this morning's highs, but in addition to the pullback from this morning's highs, we actually have a higher high on our money flow here, and that might be, or typically is suggesting that the trend on that time is not over. This could suggest a tap of 30.3 like we were kind of speculating minutes ago. Hopefully lower time frames confirm this for us. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. So we have not had a stream where I have said really any time frame is bullish in quite some time, and price went down. So I guess we were right. This is the first one in a while. On the hour, down to the 30-minute now, I'm seeing a clear uptrend in money flow. This is a strong uptrend. This is a strong uptrend. The only thing not perfect about it is the VWAP coming down. So let's go to the 15. And the 15 is going to show us a little bit of weakness here. So the 15, similar to the 4-hour, but the opposite. We are seeing lows being broken. And so the 15-minute giving us that inverse signal of the 4-hour. 4-hour looking to roll upwards into positive, and the 15 looking to roll downwards into negative. So maybe on a lower time frame, it makes sense to draw some lines, do some squiggles. I don't think there's going to be like a clear, never mind. I spoke too soon. I don't like that. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. This could look to roll over. This is a really low time frame. This is a really low time frame. I can see this playing out something like this. Does that look good? What do you think? I have to go down lower. We're going deeper. Put your scuba suits on. Into red money flow on the 5-minute. That's okay. Look, the 5-minute, had we been paying attention and streaming earlier, we might have said, hey, that's looking to roll over. You broke your lows. You're going to look to roll over. But look, rolling over isn't the end of the world, especially on low time frames. Doesn't mean it's dumping to zero, but it does usually pretty accurately give you a little bit of a heads up. Not accurately, but with a probability, with a probabilistic edge. Give you a little heads up. We are red. VWAP's coming back up though, and we haven't broken a low on momentum. So this does not look like a strong 5-minute pullback. What I like about this too is if we get a little more data on this chart, what we see is, let's call this a high. I'm going to oversimplify. A high, a higher high, and then a higher high again. So despite it rolling over, it is still showing an uptrend, at least for now. It is the 5-minute that can change in this hour. All of those signals could change. That's the problem with lower time frames. The smaller you get, the less reliable and the faster things can change. So we're going to look at the 1-minute. We don't really use this, but we're going to look at it anyway. Looks like both our money flow on positive is coming down and our money flow on negative is coming up. So kind of squeezing. Kind of squeeze. A little lemon squeeze on the one. Let's see, something like this. Let's like call it. If you want to do T on the 1-minute, you have to be real fast because by the time you're done placing it, it's sometimes over. Sometimes the move's already done. So I could see this. I don't know if it has the strength here. You can see this, but let's do it this way. Let's take it from here. I'm going to get real specific. You guys know I'm tired when I'm doing TA on the 1. like that, something like that, right back to your 618, and then likely, I would say, likely see a sweep of those lows. You already had one sweep on the way down. This is the only thing I like. We're so zoomed in. Let's zoom out. The only thing I really like about this structure at all is that we had essentially a swing high into a lower high, and we broke our low. So we swept liquidity, moved back up to a lower high. This is, whenever I see a bear flag or bull flag play out, it does almost always have this characteristic of like a high, low, lower high, lower low, and then it can move. But I still don't love this yet. Still don't love it yet. Probably should have just had that up arrow, huh? Probably should stay off the 1 minute. Probably. I'll put an alert here. It'll go off in 1 second. Let's look at some other stuff. I'm so ADD today, man. I'm ready for a nap. I'm gonna take a nap like as soon as this is over. So total market cap on the week, we were looking for some kind of retracement. We said, hey, maybe logical back to August's high. It did overshoot. It did go lower. It did close lower last week. This week, same prediction as I have for Bitcoin. I think it's going to look for that same target. And essentially, that's just retesting that previous high, 1.24 trillion. There's not a lot of excitement here on total. Total is not going to tell us a lot. I think it is going to look to move back up and retest the previous open, but I don't have any evidence at this moment that it's looking to set a higher high. Really simple, just set an alert. If it breaks, probably going for a higher high. That's it. Easy. Easy peasy. Oh yeah, our Fractal. So rest in peace, Fractal. Pour one out. Roll one up. Our Fractal did die. We did put the nail in the coffin, but I wanted to show this way earlier. I'm so bad at streaming when I'm tired, but I'm doing my best. Fractal was invalidated by the criteria we set out, 27.2. However, on that invalidation, we kind of expected a dump to the 200. We didn't get the dump to 200. If anything, we just stopped out longs, baited in shorts, made liquidity or engineered liquidity to the upside or to buy into the upside. While I can't go back on it because we already put the nail in the coffin, we can't dig that corpse back up. I will say this is essentially, had this been the invalidation that we chose or something down here, maybe if we had chosen 26.5, which arbitrarily we could have, this would then still been in play. And this is the price action that we were basically looking for. However, I will warn you guys, it would look, at least in my opinion as an analyst, more like this. So if the Fractal isn't dead, though we already called it dead, what we would be looking for is lower highs and higher lows coming up, something like this. And the reason being is, and again, maybe it's just not this Fractal at all, but the reason being is that originally this is what we were looking for. We were looking for this. Too many things. Too many things. At one point, it looked very similar. White box, or yellow box, yellow box. Then it kind of broke with this low. We didn't see that repeat here. Although we did say we were looking for a dump and then some kind of accumulation like we saw over here with multiple bottom wicks. It's close, but I think I'm reaching. But the reason we look for this lower high, higher low combo is that is really the important part right here. So it's head and shoulders or BART down. You didn't break your low. And then you paint a bear flag that ends up resolving to the upside. So that's what we really like to see. Obviously, we don't know if that's going to happen. We don't have it yet.
Do my uni, please, Tom. Think I'm a little early.
You're a uni. What's up, Noah? How you doing, brother? You're a little early. I could pull up uni. I think my thought here was pretty complete anyway, and I could just ramble on about it forever. But looking for a bear flag to form, and so here's what I'll say. We did pronounce it dead. We're going to still look for this. I'd still keep my eyes open. I would still stay alert for a potential looking bear flag thing here. If we get that, it might be a much more bullish scenario. If price just floats up past our high, then this Fractal was dead and we were just wrong and we were just trying to find what we wanted to see. Those are pretty much the options on the table. I think the lower high, higher low combo, I think that's the more likely scenario. New hour just rolled over. But our, yeah. What's interesting is it broke, it rejected, it chilled, and then it kind of like found resistance at where we said it would be in danger before launching after retaking the level. It's pretty spicy stuff. I will get to Uni. I almost said I'd get to Noah Uni. Whatever. I get to Noah. But I want to look at dominance first. So this is maybe even more important than Bitcoin right now to me, more important than total right now. Dominance. We've talked about it a lot. I'm not going to go in depth again, but long story short, we are at the high range of basically this entire cycle since 21 started. We've been chilling down at like 40 to 50% Bitcoin dominance. This does not match up with the previous bull market into bear market combo. This is what we saw previously, just basically dead cat bounces on dominance. As Bitcoin's price moved up, dominance would move up. Bitcoin would chill out, move sideways, or even retrace a little bit. Alts would go crazy. That would drop dominance, and then Bitcoin would take it back. The ending outcome being the peak of the bull market, according to dominance, was actually in January of 2018. This was when most altcoins hit their all-time highs for the cycle before the bear market started. Dominance started rising again, and we had a 2019 like dead cat bounce, whatever rally you want to call it. Lots of people are looking for this move this year. The timing fits. It's the year after the bull market ended, or the bear market bottom could be in. What we would expect then is to see dominance rally. The problem, we haven't seen dominance rally. It is my opinion that if we see dominance break its high, break this range of like 48, that we are going to see Bitcoin move to like the 48,000 range. This could just be by year's end. I was saying by May, but we'll see. There's still time to repeat the 2019 dead cat bounce scenario. There is the other, I'll say non-zero probability, but less likely but better scenario, in my opinion, is dominance could fall, and this would fit nothing that we know, no history that we know. But dominance could fall and break its low and maybe paint something that looks a little bit more like history. And that might suggest that the 4-year cycle for crypto is broken, and that we may enter a bull market mid-bear market cycle. It almost sounds crazy to say, but I am looking for this. I'm looking for this. This isn't, the probability doesn't lean this way yet. People were freaking out about dominance as it fell the other day when it tapped 49. If you look, just look at the chart. It didn't even break its weekly low. It hit a higher low. Now it's moving back up to the high. Does that mean it's going to break the high? Not necessarily. Definitely just do this. You can see a little flag paint out, right? Whenever this resolves, it's going to be really, really important. And I think everyone in crypto should be paying attention to it. You don't have to have the same opinion as me of whether, this dictates price or rally or cycle, whatever. But I would pay attention to it. If dominance starts ripping, we are very likely in the 2019 scenario. That's all I'm going to say. There we go. Drop the mic. While I pull up Uni, I did want to show off. We show off our losses all the time. Let's show off some wins. INJ, I didn't trade this. I don't even know what INJ is. But at some point, someone asked me to look at it in the recent history. I hate when it does this. All right. And this is what we were looking for. INJ had not actually hit 971 yet. We said that's a major resistance. It doesn't make sense to go long there. It makes more sense to go short at resistance, long at support. That's kind of our rule of thumb. And we said, well, then where would we look? We would look potentially to close it at what? The previous support that was not really tested on the way up. And this has got to be one of our banger trades, one of our more banger trades this year. This reminds me a lot of actually what we did on Cardano and ADA over the last, how long has it been doing that? I feel like Cardano is like just broke out of its range too. After infinity time. Infinity. Ooh, it fell back in. Womp, womp, womp. Wait, where did the trades go? Where are the beautiful trades? There we go. It reminds me of this. It was just a classic resistance to support play. Classic. Of course, ADA's was much larger, much longer. We were looking for a break back test of support. It looks like it didn't hold. And actually zooming in on ADA here, I'm glad I looked at this. Despite us having that long there because it was supposed to act as support, we're right back at 41.6. If I was gun to my head, forced to make a trade, I would take a short. I would take a short on ADA right now. That's not financial advice. That's not saying I'm going to. I'm not saying you should. But I'm saying if I had a gun to my head and someone said you have to go long or short right now, I'd probably go short. I'd probably go short, but I probably wouldn't stay open. I would probably look for this. I'd probably look for the move to like 337. And we were talking about it earlier, but I have no idea how much sense I'm making today because, again, Professor Beans had spicy news this morning for the lawn. This would mirror kind of what I was talking about when it comes to bull flags, bear flags in crypto, is that move up, you break a low, you hit a lower high, and then you hit a lower low, and that's often when we see that pattern actually play out. So maybe a tap of 37 is the play, and if you notice, if you're paying attention, you'll see that the stop for this long is actually under 37 cents, and that's specifically there. So even, I mean, technically you can take this trade here. I just don't like that it's rallied with Bitcoin with the rest of the market, and it's like just under that macro resistance that it just broke. I don't love it. I don't love it. I was really hoping you would find support at 41.6. If it did, it had a pretty quick trip to like 70. Well, we'll call it 50. Had a quick trip to 50, but retake 41. If 88 can close above 41.6 today, it actually will look pretty decent again. I just don't want to see it close below on the day. Screw you, TradingView. Give me more alerts. I want to see it close below on the day because I think that really will spell for further downside. Hopefully 37 holds. And if not, I mean, all the way back to your macro 31, that would be a pretty nasty. That'd be pretty nasty. I don't know. Let's look at INJ. Let's look at INJ for Noah. Which you guys watch Letterkenny? Do you ever hear of Letterkenny? Noah Dick. Ivana Dick. It's like Austin Powers humor. The like Amish people or whatever. Noah Dick. Anyway, probably just rambling. Uni. What is Uni doing? Uni has tapped really the only support it has. I'd say the only like real support. It tapped it back in June of 22. Let's see this week. Since then, it's just in a freaking symmetrical triangle. The highs are coming down, the lows are coming up. It's gonna be weird to place this though. How am I gonna place this? Because no matter how I place this now, because it's in hindsight and no, they're gone. No matter how I place this, it's gonna be kind of biased because originally on this fall, you would have looked maybe at something like this. You know, this would be your original trend line. You fell and then you bounced and then maybe you would look at it like this. So that would have broken to the downside, done nothing. And then what would traders do? They would keep moving their trend lines, right? Oh, it broke. Let's move them. Oh, we're breaking to the upside and fell. Well, that one didn't work, so let's move them again. Okay, that works. Well, now we're at the bottom of it. So the most current one, these have been like terrible indicators according to just doing that quickly. It is in an interesting and kind of sketchy spot. Even though we've moved the goalpost here, we do have a major trend line there. And it is right underneath. So that kind of reminds me of ADA. It's like you've rallied, but you've rallied right to where you don't want to stop. I would almost prefer to see a dump then close right here. Like that wick is right on. Almost prefer that. The daily does show maybe some shorter term upside, but this is not a super bullish reading. Really kind of leaning bearish on the day. The 12 hour though is pretty nice. Ooh, 12 hours is pretty nice though. I wish I would have set up like a grid bot on this. This is so choppy. Between 5 and 7, someone could have made a killing over the last year right there. Is this a lower low? You got a double bottom. The daily does not look good, but that 12 hours is a little spicy. And you got like a double tap here at 524. It's hard to go long at just like right underneath that trend line though. If you did, man, you'd have to, I don't know how you'd ever get a risk to reward that would make sense here. I don't know. I don't even know if it's possible. I don't even know if that's even possible. Maybe something like that. Like, I don't like that though. I don't like that. The thing is, you have 2 taps and these are more than a month apart. So this is like a double bottom on the monthly. I think there could be a trade on Uni using just that, saying, all right, I'll look to take a long, but obviously monthly double bottom. If that breaks, I'm out. That's a pretty clear signal. I just don't like this trade. I don't like market ordering into like a pump. I would prefer to see, where we even look. Oh, that really is. It's like a double bottom on wicks and double bottom on candles. That's spicy. This one's going to be hard to find an entry. I don't know if I'll be able to find one that I like. Like maybe 550. That does give you a little bit of leeway down, and that does fix this up a little bit as you can change that risk to reward up. I prefer like a 3. A 3? 3-ish. You only have to win 1 out of 3 trades. Doesn't that sound easy? It's not. To be profitable. I can see something like this. There is a lot of inefficiency, it looks like, on this rally. So there may actually be a smarter entry down here, like 532, and that would give you a much more favorable trade, in my opinion. And looking at it, even just literally moving it down, you can see that stop is now at 5. So like just under 5. That's a psychological value. That's a strong point. I don't think it's worth the risk, though. I think you can really just look for that wick and say, hey, maybe the market is going to reject off that trend and look to fill in this fair value gap. And that's where it'll find support on a slightly higher high. And then you can make higher targets as such. Maybe as high as 660. But I think if you're like using a stop that's that close, you're likely using leverage. So that means you're probably looking to get in and out. You could still do something like this. Oh, that's gnarly. There we go. That's gnarly, dude. What does it look like here now? Just under a stop that's like a 5-1. That means you only have to win if you were to take this exact trade over and over and over again, which is impossible. But in a theoretical bubble, you'd only have to win 1. No. Yeah, well, you don't have to win 1 out of 5, 20%. I can see something like this playing out. The daily is a little weak, but the 12-hour is kind of strong. What I think is really possible is that this rallies a little bit more, gets people a little bit more interested, and then comes back down. Something like that. I spent more time than I wanted on uni, but I appreciate you. Thank you for the 10 euros, Noah. Speaking of euros, oh, those aren't euros. Those are pounds. But anyway, all of our European friends, you should join me at NFT Talon. The tickets are cheap. Ooh, nice Bitcoin. Okay. All right, Bitcoin. All right, okay. 1 minute. I'm getting off the 1 minute. Guys, don't let me use the 1 minute when I'm tired. 5 minute did roll over, but we have that clear trend we were talking about earlier. As we said, probably not a strong sell-off, and it seems like as we were saying that, the bottom or the low was already in on that sell-off. VWAP now climbing up, money flow green. Let's take a look at our 15. Ooh, it's getting spicier. So the 15 was showing us some weakness and some rolling over signals. It still is. There's one way it can save itself, and that is by driving. This will take a really large, a really strong move, but by driving that money flow back to a new high, that can eliminate the signal that we identified. Doesn't look impossible, but I don't think that these are good bets. These are like outlier bets. You do have the VWAP coming up. Your momentum isn't pinching, but could be slowly pinching above the 0 line. Nah, I'm reaching there. 30 minute is a little bit better. This was trending down earlier. Now it's not. We did break our low, so maybe the 30 minutes kind of agreeing now with the 15 of the rollover. This was very strong, but now it is showing some weakness after hitting what looks like kind of just this local resistance here. You have an order block on the 30 minute right here. It's like 29.8, 29.820. Looks like you tapped it. You lost some momentum. Only like 45. It's still cruising. That hourly, though, I can't get over it. Now we're seeing the VWAP flatten out even more, and money flow is still up. The hourly is still weirdly bullish, despite kind of conflicting other things. You know? This is what I would look for. You know, instead of even putting an arrow, I would look for this. I'm probably too tired to take this trade. I would look maybe for this. You can get a really good risk to reward there. How far can you pull this? Nah, not satisfactory. satisfactorily. Maybe something like this. Worst case scenario, you don't get filled. On the other side of the coin, I think you take right about 30.3. Move your stop above that 0.2. Spread that out, and you can look to play it the other direction. Play that the other way. We are looking for a lower high, hopefully. There we go. Actually, I kind of like that. Kind of elegant in its beauty. I think if you fill, because like this is pretty much where my short is. I think if you fill the short, and it doesn't instantly get stopped out, you might have the opportunity to ride that all the way back to the monthly open 28.5. That'd be pretty gnarly. That'd be pretty gnarly, bro. All right. One thing I didn't go over because I'm just out of it. The bullish megaphone pattern. If you saw my Twitter today for the first time, you saw that pinned. I shared that March 15th. And kind of simultaneously as the fractal died, so too was this in jeopardy. But I like what's happened since. We did spend some time under the trend line. That's not ideal. We even closed dailies under the trend line. Not ideal. But price seems pretty excited. Seems pretty interested in staying back above it. And something that does catch my eye here and kind of does bode with the shorting at a high maybe potential here and then the higher low. Fractal repeat. It all seems to really actually be adding up in my brain, but it's probably because I'm tired. Is something like this. We are looking for higher lows. We're looking for our lows to come up and our highs to come down into what would be a bear flag or identified as a bear flag. And what I like is that it would fit on that trend line between our upside target and the trend line pretty well. And I think that kind of price action here, almost everyone would be betting down. Like almost everyone. Honestly, the reason being is your downside potential. Your downside, not even potential, but your downside target to like the 200 week would be better. The risk to reward would be better down than it would up. And that's likely to bait more traders in that direction. I like it. Yeah. I have no idea what time it is. I have no idea what time I went live. I haven't read the chat. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. You guys know I love you. You know I love you. You guys know I love you. I don't ever doubt that. I'd hope not anyway. I'll close the poll. By the way, what do you guys think of this? It's just tomcrown.io. It just has my links. On mobile, it's much prettier. Much prettier. It's not very pretty on desktop. What do you guys think of it? Welcome feedback. It's just like, I don't know, when you have like on TikTok, because God, guys, I don't want to alarm anyone, but I guess I'm not a YouTuber anymore. I guess I'm like a TikTok guy now. Look at this. 120,000 followers. Not only has TikTok overtaken our following on YouTube, it's like looking to double it. It is on pace to double it. I don't even know how many weeks from now. I think it's gaining about 10,000 a week. Something like that. Let me make sure there's no sensitive info here. I'm almost positive there isn't, but I am so tired I'm not really almost positive of anything. Here you go. Here's some insider info. People would say don't share this because it's worth money. I don't give a shit. I don't care. It's probably interesting because you don't have one or aren't a creator. That's fine. In the last 7 days, okay, so about 1,000 a day. I was close. 28,000 or 26,000 last 28 days. So it's about 1,000 a day. Okay. So that gives us a better idea. Look at this. Like compared to YouTube. In the last month, in the last 28 days, TikTok has gotten half the total views I've gotten ever combined on YouTube in 4 years. I don't know. I guess I'm a TikTok guy now. Don't worry. Don't worry. You're not going to lose me. There's a lot of views, but there's no money. Yeah. Let me reload the tweet. I see a lot of notifications. That's good. It's good. That means you guys, we might be making the dump that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends. I think it doesn't. Actually, this works pretty well too. I like that. Nice. Yo. How do you say that name? Beast Coin. I like it. You took my idea. What I was gonna do is if we had enough of them, I was just gonna like slip in random other stuff. Just like I like that. I like Tina. I'm gonna give that a heart. Oh, and then you doubled it up. Well done. Well done. Let's keep that going. Let's truly make it the dump that never ends, and it will go on and on, my friends. But one thing that won't go on and on is this stream, because I'm ready for a nap. I love you guys. I'll see you Friday. If Bitcoin breaks 31K, we'll go live. It doesn't matter what time it is. It'll be hype as F. Make sure you've joined the Discord. Use the links in the video description below. I'll catch you guys soon. I'm taking a nap. Love you all. Crown out.